Well, it might be feeling rather wintry outside at the moment, but we are into spring. Spring is here, and along with it, also here is the SuperCars NZ Spring Series. Brand new season kicking off tonight. And we're here at Oschersleben bringing you the first round of the Allport Motorsports V8 Championship for the Spring Series with the Broadcasting Lounge. Joining me in the lounge tonight are Corey Kitchen and Douglas Bickley. How's it going, guys?
Yeah, good, Shano.
Yeah, and very good, Shano. Thanks for having us along.
No worries. So, as I mentioned there, Oschersleben. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. Corey's going to do a better job of it for all you guys later. But we are in Germany at this 3.61 kilometre circuit, and a very challenging circuit to drive these big V8s around, isn't it? Yes, Shane, it is.
Yeah, it is. It is, Shane. It is. It's a tight little circuit. Toy like a toiga.
Very tight. Someone in the practice race last night described it as like a longer Oran Park, so that says a lot.
It comes somewhat accurate, really. I'm supposed to be fair. For me, it has similar vibes to Watkins Glen Boot.
Yeah, I can maybe see that. So we just wrapped up qualifying and we've rolled into a short warm-up period. It sounds like that may be coming to an end, but we can
Has concluded.
not see the qualifying results because that's just going to bring up a nice little blank page for us there. But as we're rolling into the race format, we can bring up the grid. So we've got Stefan McCartan off the pole, Leon Ware alongside on the front row, Bruce Tannock there in third from Mike Robinson. The return of the legendary Mike Robinson. Welcome back, Mike. Roger Forbert in fifth, Hogan Shrimpton sixth, Luke Ullman seventh, and Michael Gunstone in eighth.
And carrying on from there, we have Peter Vanderberg there in ninth spot with Sean McNamara taking out number 10, Taylor Mitchell and Trent Bennett 11th and 12th. Jono Gibson and Chris Supposich there with 13 and 14 respectively. And then we've got one of our favourite Aussies, Dane Northdirth, there sitting in 15th spot alongside Jared Eggleston, the Simplex racer, spots number 16. We also have, following on from Stonesy, is Jason Cossey, Scott McKenzie, Tony Lynch, Eamon Young, Blake Greenhall, Quinn Wilson, Dan Nolan, Glenn Collinson, Stefan Adams, Shane McLeod and Aaron Goodrick. Dan Nolan all managing to make spots on the grid here tonight.
And they're already off, so we just didn't quite pick up the start of the action here, but we can see them all piling into turn one on the blimp cam.
Oh, is that like 5 wide at the back?
Something like that.
Fantastic shot from Shane's drone cam tonight.
Absolutely, as they feed into the hairpin and making their way through. All pretty clean so far, so that's good to see. As Bruce Tannock's going to lead them through the triple corner, and look at that field making their way through there.
Wow, what an awesome shot down there.
30 supercars. Yeah, 30
Yeah.
supercars blowing their way over the curb cam there. Into the Shell S in the background, all pretty much settling down to single file. We've got somebody poking their nose out. I think that might be Dan Nolan in the Jigsaw car. And there's a Simbax car with a big side. That's a good save though. I believe that was Hogan Shrimpton through the penultimate corner. But it's going to be Bruce Tannock leading them through the last lap. Looks like Taylor Mitchell making a move at the final corner there, as they all file on to the front straight. And it is Bruce Tannock leading early from Stefan McCartan. Leon Ware has dropped back dramatically. He was on the front row. He is currently sitting 12th position, so he has not had the first lap that he was hoping for.
Yeah, you actually haven't got much data showing up as to why that has taken place, unfortunately, because I was trying to work out what happened to Mike Robinson as well, starting there at 4th, dropping 9th. So,
Yeah, that's a good pick up there as well. Mike's sitting down 5 spots in 9th, so I wonder if those two have come together at some point. We will certainly do our best to uncover that and play that for you once it all settles down, but Stefan McCartan certainly not letting Bruce get away at the front, and Roger Forbert currently sitting in that final podium spot, and looking like a little bit of damage on the front of the Misfits car as well, so I wonder if he was caught up in some of that early drama that has seen Mike Robinson and Leon Ware drop back.
so I've had a look at it. Nothing too untoward for Mike's drop away on quickly the race start. Didn't get the best start, and just got a little bit of hit barge from Roger coming in through turn 2. It wasn't enough to send him off on the grass completely, but definitely enough for him to have slowed right.
Unfortunately, Corey's having some technical difficulties in the lounge with his mic, so we can't hear him at the moment. I hope he gets that one sorted. Just while you were able to make it home from work in time to join me, Doug.
Yes, I was very lucky to have gotten away finally. I thought I was going to be trying to get ahead on running the stream tonight with you. Hopefully we're going to be out there for your first race in the Div 1 series, but I appreciate you stepping up and taking that one to run it. I'm certainly happy to be commentating alongside you again. What good on days.
Yeah, absolutely. So Leon Ware looking on the combat trail, putting plenty of pressure on Jono Gibson. Not an easy track to pass around though. You can have a significant speed advantage, but finding a way around is a whole different story. And at the moment, Jono's doing a good job just keeping behind. Jono, of course, stepping up from Div 1 after, stepping up from Div 2 after finishing in the top 3 down there. He's making his Div 1 debut tonight, as I would have been if I hadn't had been here.
Yeah, so a few new names up in there, and it's really interesting to see how they're tracking along at the moment. We've got here.
The only pit stop for Peter Vanderberg coming down the lane. There is 2 compulsory pit stops tonight, so I imagine Peter's just decided to get himself out of traffic on lap 4 and get that first stop out of the way.
Yeah. Seeing a pretty cool battle taking place between Mike Robinson and Sean McNamara at the moment, with McNamara with newly branded number 3 on the spot of his car, a good reflection to his 3rd spot championship finish at the end of last season of the Winter Series. He certainly was very happy with that result, and he has got his eyes set on being able to try and finish a bit further up the order again this season coming.
Just keep an eye on Sean here, because I have a feeling he must have been very close to the slowdown at the chicane there. It looked like he got that first bollard, and there's been a bit of a tap side. I have a feeling he was trying to clear that slowdown on the racing line, and Mike wasn't having any of that, gave him the little tap and moved him out of the way.
I actually think he was just moving across to the side, and he got just a wee tiny chip just on the rear corner for his troubles.
Taylor Mitchell having a big wobble out of the final corner. That's going to give Mike Robinson the run as well. Can he do anything with it down here? Not just at the moment.
Yeah, great to see Taylor recovering from earlier fall away, back up to what's now 4th spot, up to the grid spot. I suppose now, while we're talking about adjustments of positions, Shane, let our folks at home know what we've got happening tonight from a couple of our sponsors.
Yeah, absolutely. So, first of all, big thanks to Allports coming on board for another season, and they've got $50 for us to give away to a random driver who finishes the race tonight. So we've got a nice wheel to put up on the stream at the end. I don't think I told you that, Doug, but I've got your wheel sorted on my end.
Very cool.
And then we've also got a couple of prizes from NAFA to give away. They're obviously sponsoring the broadcast lounge and also sponsoring this week's racing. So they've
They
given
are
us a
indeed.
hat and a stubby cooler to give away. So the way we're going to work that, if you can tell us what the biggest number of position loss in this race will be at the end for somebody who finishes the race, the closest person in the comments to that number, and should point out while we're streaming on the NZ Sim Racing TV channel as well, that just to simplify things, we do need that to be on the Broadcasting Lounge channel, and of course never being
Yes.
a Broadcasting Lounge sponsor, that's part of that as well. So if you're watching on there and you want to get involved, feel free to head over to the Broadcasting Lounge channel on YouTube as well to comment in there. But the closest person in that comment section to the biggest number of position loss is going to walk away with the hat. And then the person who loses those positions in the race, they're going to walk away with a stubby cooler to help them drown their sorrows.
Like the way we're doing it. So just a quick look at some of those numbers a bit further down the order quickly there. Jane, you might be able to bring up our movers and shakers and have a look at sort of those ones currently floating towards the back end of the field. There are some guys on some heavy negative numbers there at the moment. And but not to also remember that some of those guys can take their up. Look at it, but don't look at it too closely.
Yeah, that's right. So we're seeing the tail end of the field there. Big numbers there, but as Doug says, some of those guys have been through the lane, so those numbers will change later on. So tell us what you think those numbers are going to look like at the end, and you might get yourself a Napa hat. Meanwhile, Sean McNamara and Leon Ware having a ripper battle, two Jigsaw teammates here. Leon just poking the nose out.
Yeah, and not too dissimilar to what we see, well, you know, what you see from real life V8 racing. If we have a look back to obviously the Sandown 500 was taking place last weekend, those two Red Bull teammates going at a hammer and toe. No team orders as far as it goes for these Jigsaw boys as well, so they will certainly battle for any position that they can take, and they'll certainly get up alongside one another and make it known that they're there to take maximum point.
That's right. But worth noting as well, oh, as there's a bit of a touch, and Sean's off into the dirt. Do you know what I was just about to say? I was going to say, if they have each other off, I'm sure Steve Darren, their team boss, will be rather unimpressed. Certainly. Oh, there's another touch. Oh. Well, they haven't damaged the. Oh, as Sean slaps it into the fence, he has damaged that car now. Not sure whether it's going to be Sean or Leon that Steve's going to make pay that repair bill.
And well, we talk about chaos and drama going all at it as well. I think it was going to be quite to that extent. Also, like just remembering it, people here that have tuned in that aren't quite familiar with just how quickly these V8 cars are. Like, they are quoted to be one of the hardest cars on the iRacing platform to drive, and it has certainly been noted and handed down from the real world V8 drivers. Over the lifelong line, we've had the pleasure of Magnus Bergen and others join us and race the series regularly, and attempt them to hear about comparisons, and they've been probably not so polite about how tricky these cars are in comparison to the real world ones. So yeah, if you think it looked easy, I'll certainly implore you to be out there, test them, and jump on the iRacing platform on us. These cars are taken for a home, or get yourself down to one of the local trim shops and take one of their setups for a spin, jump on the V8 and go yourself.
Get us some.
Get us. Look.
Leon Ware through the pit lane, and his teammate Sean McNamara has followed him in. Scott McKenzie coming down the lane as well. So a few guys starting to roll in for that first stop. There is, as I mentioned, 2 compulsory pit stops required tonight. So splitting 36 evenly into 3 stints is going to get you 12 laps. So they're not too far away from that marker. Just slightly early pit stop, get out of traffic, get some fresh boots on, and get back out there. While we're talking about Leon Ware, we can go back and have a look at the start. Oh, he's got the pit exit all wrong. It's such a tricky pit exit, and there was so much talk about that, and he's gone right out into the grass. That's going to cost him valuable time. Luckily, he hasn't had much more than just that trip through the grass, no damage. Hopefully he hasn't picked up too much junk in the radiator. But we can certainly go back and have a look at what happened to Leon at the start. So running off from the front row here, you can see hear the revs up, sorry, you probably can't see them. So he's lit it up, struggled off the line, had a bit of a touch with Mike Robinson. And that's just cost him all that momentum and dropped him well back into the pit.
Too far.
Yeah, absolutely. And Mike just coming through and purely a racing incident there, just giving each other a little rub and upsetting Leon's car a bit more, unfortunately. But credit to everybody in behind with Leon slow approaching turn 1. The car's coming through with that momentum, and that can be a very awkward situation when you get into a corner, especially like turn 1 at this track. With that situation going on, it can be very easy to trip over each other coming through there, and that didn't happen. Everybody was able to negotiate those first couple of corners very cleanly, all things considered.
Now, I just wanted you to have a look at the front of the field there, Shane. Obviously the great white shark, Bruce Tannock, back for another ripper of a season. And he is certainly not shot loose on what's who's doing well until he quoted his red number. Every once in a while, Roger Walker closes that margin a little bit. They're sitting in third, but F1's doing a mighty fine job of keeping it to Bruce at the moment. He's got enough to get by. Maybe he's trying to pick up where Bruce may be strong or weak. Trying to work out if he's not going to lure him into making it into them. But Bruce doesn't usually seem to be pretty full for that kind of momentum. I think if F1's going to shake a leg at any point and try and make a move, he's going to have to do it. Otherwise, it might be one of those races where it's won and lost.
Yeah, well, you bring that up, won and lost in the pits. I think that's probably a little bit what's going through Stefan's mind at the moment. Just sitting in that draft, saving some fuel, and any litre of fuel less that he can be required to put in the car compared to Bruce, that's going to give him an advantage, and we may see him jump in the lane that way. We are approaching that 1/3 distance, so probably not too far from expecting to see these guys in for their first stop, and then that brings up the other aspect of this, of the strategy side of things for Stefan, is does he try and undercut, get him before, or does he look to go a bit longer and have better tyres at the end? There's so many different ways he can play this, and we'll be very interested to see what he chooses to do.
Yeah, and obviously, as we stated before, this is one of 3 formats that the Allports Spring Race is running. One format is a heat racing with no CPS, but you may have to put for fuel. The second format, which is what we're looking at tonight, races between 22 to 40 laps. It has 2 CPSs, including compulsory pit stops, with at least 1 litre of fuel being taken in each of those stops as well. The third is their Enduro one, and there's no CPS on that, other than you just have to be able to get through to the end of the race. So, obviously, as Jane pointed out before, lap 12 was sort of a good marker on where people will be coming in and doing some pit stops. The race up in third, close to, and we have seen that another composite cars just come through and serve their first pit stop now. just a little under half the field remaining. They haven't taken stock yet.
Including these two guys. So on that lap 12, they both carry on. Stefan just dropping a wheel in the dirt there, and that's allowed Bruce to just skip away a little bit, stretching that lead out to 0.6 of a second. Roger Forbert doing a strong job in P3 as well, sticking with these guys, and we know that Bruce and Stefan are both extremely talented peddlers, and for Roger to be sticking with them, you know, there was a time not so long ago where he was running in Div 2, and now he's very clearly one of the front runners in Div 1, so that's awesome to see.
I just want to point out, spot number 4, a little bit detached from the current battle, and as far as lap speed goes, is certainly making his way forward on those numbers. Taylor Mitchell here, previous lap a 125.3, which was 1.3, sorry, 130th of a second quicker than Bruce on that previous lap.
Yes, that's good pace for Taylor.
And again, also having not stopped as well, so pretty amazing to see that he's been able to work out just a little bit more time in those tyres there, as we see Stephen McCartane peel off and come in through pit lane, and just looking at those time margins again, oh, so tight there, a 0.46 for Tanner versus a 0.48 for Taylor, and a 5.5 there for Roger, who's now sitting in second spot. So as we wondered, this will be an interesting one to see how, oh man, I wondered if Stefan was going to overshoot there for a second with the way he locked up those tyres skidding into his bay.
Not stopped on the box for very long either, so not taking a lot of fuel. 36.7 seconds through the pit lane. And 10.9 up on the jacks, so
I would say that what he's done there, looking at about 6 to 8 seconds for the tyres, and about a few seconds extra on fuel, so you reckon he's probably taking on about 15 to 20 litres of gas?
yeah, probably somewhere in that vicinity. Longest pit stop we've seen so far, well, Shane McLeod with 55 seconds. I think that's probably got a penalty aspect in there for being that much longer than everybody else, but 22 seconds for Ross Watson, so he's probably got the most fuel on board at the moment, unless he's had a slow pit stop for another reason. But yeah, interesting to see some varying numbers there, and Stefan certainly quite low in the range on that, although Mike Robinson 9.8, but he did stop quite early, so that was probably all he could get in the car at the time. And actually Peter Vanderberg only 6.75, so that one surprises me a little bit, because I wouldn't have expected that would cover tyres. So I think, and to be clear, they don't have to take tyres. The compulsory pit stops just require them to take 1 litre of fuel, so almost looks like maybe Peter Vanderberg's double stinting the tyres, which I would not have expected in these cars at this track.
Yeah, it does seem like a track that was quite demanding on the tyres, just with the tight, crispy nature of the circuit and how on and off the braking and accelerating and you certainly heard Bruce in the field at the front putting some pretty heavy work into their tyres earlier, you know, running it right on the limit. So, I mean, this is where I enjoy this side of racing. People who may not have the overall pace to be competitive with the guys at the front, but are willing to just try something a little bit different and just see what that may result in towards the end of the race when people come through and take their second pit stops.
Yeah, that's right. So Quinn Wilson running in 4th position at the moment, yet to pit. Still getting used to seeing him in the Thin Blacks livery. Just a reminder to any of those guys watching at home, jump in the comments section if you want to tell us what you think will be the biggest number of positions lost in this race.
Yep.
And if you get that right, or you're the closest person to that, you're going to walk away with a napper hat.
And hey, you could even just bring that up quickly. Yeah, Shannon's got your margins there. We can give them a quick look at the ups and downs at the moment. And see if they might be able to pick someone who's around one of those numbers that may not be able to recover.
Scroll down to some of the lower numbers in the field as well, with lower position numbers, but maybe a bigger number next to their name in terms of positions positions lost. So Mike Robinson back in the league, running in 6th position at the moment after that contact with Leon Ware at the start. So that's a good recovery drive from him so far. Still a long way to go to tie that off, running the monster livery, and there's a little interesting anomaly with the number on that livery. I don't know if you'll pick that up, Doug.
Give me one. So you're gonna just have to bring up the your screen again so we can see what it is. What have we got? Mike Robinson, number 33. Oh, okay, interesting.
So can you tell me what the slight interesting thing about that number on that livery is?
I have an inkling, but I don't want to embarrass myself. You're the man of the myth with all knowledge, so I'll let you
Well,
I'll
I'll put you out of your misery. So 33 is the number that Max Verstappen runs in Formula 1. Obviously drives for Red Bull Racing.
Ah, there we go.
Bit of a conflict in the energy drinks there.
That is indeed. I wanted to point out as well while you were talking about Mike, he's not too far away from F1. Looking at about a 3 second, or just under a 3 second gap, varying there. Both of those guys have stopped. Bruce Tannock now just coming into the pits. Taylor following him, and also Roger staying out for one more. Very interested to see where all of these guys fall together on track. And as we know, Mike Robinson, those of us that know, Mike Robinson, championship leader, and multitude of one here at SuperCars NZ, and first time back and well over a year's worth of racing, and good to see that he hasn't quite lost touch with how to handle the steering wheel.
Yeah, that's right. There's a lot of us that take a week off and talk about coming back rusty, as he has managed to jump both Bruce and Taylor through that pit stop sequence. Big slide at turn 2, gathers it up though, so those tyres may be already getting a little bit older after he came in on lap 5. Worth noting as well, he was on the jacks for 9.8 seconds in his stop, compared to Bruce 21.1. So much more fuel taken for Bruce, and then Taylor 21.4 as well. So yeah, much more fuel taken for both those guys. But track position is key, and Mike's got that at the moment.
Roger now being the second last car from coming in to make his first stint is now in, and the last one there in the field is Luke Orman, who's currently sitting in 4th spot, due to come in to take his first spot as well.
Yeah, that's right, and a good time to jump to Luke, as I am. Don't know if you've picked up on this, Doug, but I am trying to keep Wayne happy and roll through the field.
Yep, no, he's doing a mighty fine job of that as we see him de-accelerate coming into pit lane. It might be worthwhile, just while we're following Luke, and it'll probably be a wee bit boring for half a second, but I think there's a little bit of reason behind why I think it's worthwhile. Jump on board with him in the cockpit, please, so we can see just how gnarly of a pit departure this is for these guys, and what we've been seeing go out onto the grass and been having some trouble with keeping their cars under control as they've been exiting pit lane.
Yeah, that's very cool. Luke revving it very hard through the whole time he's up on the jacks. That's an interesting one. Obviously wanting to hit the ground running, but
Keen to get going, mate.
yeah, I would think that's probably adding to his pit stop time as he's sitting there burned in that field. But you can see the pit exit you've talked about here. So curves to the left, second gear, and then very sharp turn to the right. Cut the corner, but not too much. You cut it too much, and you're going to pick yourself up a slowdown there. And to be honest, I think that was probably not that far away from a slowdown if he didn't pick it up. So either perfectly judged or potentially going a little bit over. We'll stick with him to find out if he. We'll see if he rolls out of it here, but looks like maybe he's, yeah, seems to be pushing on with it, so probably just got away with that.
Yeah, and it is very hard. It's just a very slight off camber on the exit as well, so it's very easy to get those wheels spinning and to drag you around. Plus, you've got to stay within that white line, cross the blue line properly, and not hit the cone on the outside, also whilst trying to see another car diving down into that apex, that long right-hander, and open the door of chaos before it passed the people threes, little here before in the V8, and often part of the spring, they might awesome hard battles here.
Absolutely. We did cover off. No, we haven't covered off Hogan and Trenton yet, so another Sunblack's entry. Hogan running around in P9.
Yeah, 3 spots currently.
Yeah, down 3 spots, not too far behind Leon Ware at the moment.
Yeah, hang on, still slow, but unfortunately, but is bringing himself in through those numbers. He'll be pretty gutted still about the start of that race. Really not how you wanting to start a new season, qualifying via P2 and not quite getting away properly. It's one of those ones, you know, you can go out and you can do the multitude of lap after lap after lap and work out all those micro sequences. But something as seemingly as simple as just getting the car offline and underway could be enough just to open that door for chaos, especially when we're looking here at a plus 30 car field on what is a very tight track.
Yeah, that's right. So Trent Bennett, car 69, running in 9th position. Misfits entry. First Misfits entry, or highest Misfits entry in the field tonight. So, and Trent normally a bit higher up. I think he was quite strong in the practice race last night, but potentially not quite converting here tonight. We'll see if he can improve on that position later in the race. Not too far behind him, we've got the Property Edge Mustang, Blake Greenhall back for another season. Always blows my mind how this guy turns up on a Tuesday night, zero practice, gets a setup on the Tuesday night when he drops into the server, and always does incredibly well, always running in and around that top 10, and he's right on the edge of that now in 10th position and doing a fine job as usual.
Now I spied with my little eye another Property Edge logo poking out there, and I'm wondering if you may have picked up where it was hiding on what particular car. It's not a full livery.
I have not picked that one up.
Oh, okay, well, I'll invite you to go and have a look at position car number 43.
Jared Eccleston.
Yep, maybe go for a slightly closer.
Yes, on the window banner. So this is actually Jared's Enduro livery. So he's done this. He's told me all about this on Sunday night. I can give you all the rundown. So this is based on John Bow's livery.
Yep, it did look very familiar, and I enjoy the that retro throwback of the styling there as well.
Absolutely, and just to cover off why he's got Property Edge on the windscreen, Blake will be his teammate for the upcoming Sunblacks Enduro Cup. So that is why he's running his logos there. So great
Yeah,
to
so
see. And of course, you can watch the Sim Blacks Enduro Cup starting with the Sandown 500 this Sunday right here on the broadcasting lounge.
yeah, and that is going to be a mega event, and there's been some very cool and unique entries for this year's Sim Blacks Endurance Series. Obviously, we picked it up last year off the end of of another what do you call it, iRacing league, and it didn't quite go through. We picked it up, and it was well, for us, it was hugely successful. So we're looking forward to putting on another mega event this starting this Sunday. And is it giving away too much by saying how many entries we've had so far for that?
No, I think we can reveal that. I'll just bring up my list so I can double check that data to make sure that it's up to date. So we're currently sitting at 32 entries for that.
So 32 entries, each team of 2. So we've had, yeah, so it's amazing to have 64 really awesome and keen races from all walks of life coming along to have a wee hoot around with us at SuperCars NZ. Thanks to Black for putting on that one. So we will be starting obviously with the Sandown 500 this Sunday, and then be about 3 or 4 weeks later be doing our own version of the Bathurst 1000.
Yeah, so 27th of October for that one at Bathurst. Labour weekend, I believe, so if you're not doing much on Labour weekend Sunday, jump into the broadcasting lounge and check out some V8s racing around the mountain for 1,000 Ks.
Yeah, and don't get me wrong, like we will be keeping it pretty interesting and exciting. There'll be a few random safety car events throughout both of those events as well. We're running our own race control and safety cars, so we're going to be managed by iRacing. Very unique iRacing, very unique safety car out there cutting some length. Take a look at our community page, the SuperCars NZ community page, for some more details around that, or just tune in, chuck it out on the old big screen at home, get yourself some nachos and hot dogs and bevies and orange juices and all the whatnot, and tell the wife that the lawn's going to get mowed next weekend.
Couldn't agree more. So Peter Vanderberg in the Misfits Mustang there, 86, just holding off Leon Ware at the moment. I think Leon's been in for a second, so actually Peter's been in for 2 stops as well, so this is for position for, this is for sheep stations, isn't it?
It is indeed, and also rolling into the pit lane now for their second stop from up front, Mike Robinson. So it'll be interesting to see how long he goes for this time. Previous stop was at 9.88 on the blocks.
Yeah, so he's in there now. Hogan just coming down the lane behind him as well, so he's already ticked over that 10-second mark.
Yep, 15 seconds there, and away he goes. As I just have a quick look at where Peter Vanderberg and Leon are, and they're just coming around the final corner now onto the home straight. Mike Robinson well and truly clear of pit lane exit and underway, as we see just playing in the background Quinn Wilson and Luke Allman battling it out. And then just behind those guys is Peter and Leon. So not too far apart really for those guys moving forward. Peter once again pretty quick stop as far as things go on his previous. Looking like he's double stinted one lot of tyres and has a fresh set on now to get him through to the end.
Yeah, for sure. So this was looking like a spicy little battle, but Luke's just put out a little bit of a
Yeah.
gap on Quinn at the moment.
Just pulled away that little bit, hasn't he? I think Quinn maybe just settling back down again. We've seen this from Quinn in the past, especially on the GT3s, where he puts a bit of a push on and sees what he can do, sees what people are sort of capable of, and then he sort of sits back and wow, look at that! He's got it right up on that ripple strip and headed out sideways, coming back onto the main straight. That certainly hurt him there, double that gap from him to Luke. But certainly don't discount Quinn. I mean, he is showing up 15 spots currently, but he's still got a second stop to take.
And that was monumental car control they showed there to hold on to that.
Got Taylor Mitchell putting Roger Corbett under stress, whilst Stefan McCartane comes in for his second stop.
So I don't think anybody wants a Napa hat, Doug. We might just have to.
No.
We might just have to wear it home, eh? One of us will just have to fight over it. One of us will wear it home.
Well, I mean, look, I'll let you get the big noggin from the sun so you're closer to it, and I'll take the stubby cooler. That's such a cool guy.
Well, unfortunately, the stubby cooler is going to one of the drivers, so we don't need anybody to comment for that one. But anybody out there want a hat? Just comment what you think the biggest loss, the number of the biggest loss in positions will be.
Loser.
Biggest loser. What number do you think that's going to be? How many positions are they going to lose? We can bring up those current numbers again.
Yes, I mean, I can, wouldn't give anything away too much. Obviously, we mentioned Leon's name tonight. He's certainly down a few numbers, and it certainly gets harder to bring those numbers back into play, trying to get up through the field. There's a few drivers down the end towards the end of the pack who have got some similar numbers to that. So, chuck some names up there, peoples. Get yourself a Napa hat to start keeping your lovely locks protected from the precious New Zealand sun as we walk into spring and summer.
That's right, and we don't even need a name, just a number. How many positions do you think is going to be the biggest loss? Let us know.
Oh, there you go. So even if you pick a number and it's the same number as someone else, you've still numbered up and got it right, haven't you?
That's right.
You're looking at there. So, yeah, Taylor still not recovering too much, but Hogan Crumpton now doing his best to slide his Simlax entry car into a position of attack on Leon Ware. And he's having all sort of similar battles with his car as to what Quinn did earlier, so maybe that Simlax Holden beat up a made more for slidey than drivey.
Yeah, certainly a bit of a twitch there for Hogan. And we saw the big moment that Quinn Wilson had out of the final corner a little bit earlier. Quinn has since been undertaken the second stop. He's currently sitting in 20th position.
And I can confirm from what I saw on my end, Hogan was doing a rinse and repeat of what Quinn had done, coming into that final corner sideways, out through the corner sideways, and halfway down the straight sideways.
Oh, we've had a pass for P2. Oh, sorry, actually, no, Roger Forbert coming into the pits.
Yeah, so let's have a look at Rog and the gap from Stefan. So Stefan actually gone by him already, blown the doors off him completely, so he's well past pit lane exit now, Stefan, and Roger hasn't even got to, Roger's just leaving the pits now. So.
And that was a very quick stop, 4.18, just a splash of fuel, certainly no tyres on that time.
No, there was certainly just enough fuel to cover off to get home.
Absolutely, so interesting strategy plays going on here, where I was probably expecting you would aim for 3 relatively even stints and take tyres at both stops to give yourself the best out of 3 sets of tyres. But obviously, well, we saw Peter Vanderberg do it, and now Roger Forbert running just 2 sets of tyres in this race, so that seems to be the misfit strategy, and we'll see if it pays off for Roger here. But Roger wasn't far behind Bruce, and Stefan's up the road from him as Bruce comes into the pits now, so it's going to be interesting to see if Stefan's able to get past Bruce as Taylor also follows into the pits. So this will cleanse the field. This is going to be the last pit stops of this race.
Oh, this is going to be so tight. We've got Stefan McCartane just going across the start-finish line now.
And there he goes, into the lead.
Bruce is down 3.3 seconds. Taylor's down 4.18 seconds. No tyres for either of those guys. And Stefan's well and truly clear. He's already just coming up into turn 4 there now as those guys walk their way out.
And look who's slotted onto that final podium spot, Mike Robinson, after being down towards the tail end of the top end. Tail end of the top 10, speak English please Shane, on lap 1, and he has made his way back onto the podium and looking very strong. But Stefan McCartan, 9-second gap over Bruce Tannock, and I don't know where that's come from. He's obviously just got into the pits, put in good clean laps, and he's gapped them. He's in control.
Yep. Incredible. Like that is there's an 8-second gap to Bruce Tannock.
Yeah. Sorry, I called it as 9 seconds, but that was the gap between Mike and Stefan.
Yes. Yeah, as we see Robbo there only just about 1.5 seconds behind from Bruce. I mean, that's just that's cool. It's really cool to see. I certainly enjoy seeing people who are quick be able to drag themselves across into a driving element that's not really their normal go-to, and but they are a fast driver and be able to make it work to their benefit with the race strategy. But it, like we said early on, just amazing Bruce around through those first few opening laps. Maybe just gave it the ability to save that much extra, you know, could have been 5 litres of gas. That's 10 seconds worth of time in the pits. Maybe that's where it translated to, or why he's got an 8-second gap margin over Bruce now.
Yeah, that's right. Unfortunately, we don't get to see their total time up on the jacks, only their most recent pit stop. So, would be good to go back and get those numbers and add it all up, but I don't think we're probably that technically advanced to be able to do that. Trent Bennett in a good battle. Oh, that is... I'm sorry, Trent, that's on me. You can throw all the insults you like at me for that one, Trent. I am very sorry to give you that commentator's curse. Yeah, that was not ideal. Hopefully I don't do it again. Jono Gibson in a very tight battle. Dan Notiff just in front of him, and Stefan Adams in behind by half a second as well, looking to pick up any pieces that may transpire out of this if it turns to tears.
Yeah. Looking at our wee collection of yellow and black cars out there, I'm going to say that come Sunday, they're certainly going to be representing their own sponsored event quite well.
Yeah, we've got a few of those guys that have signed up, so I think we're going to have about 3 or 4 Simblacks cars on the grid, which is very cool to see. Jono.
Taylor is possibly having a bit of some back loss or disconnect. Yes, just checking the data there. Taylor Mitchell, unfortunately, has dropped due to packet loss. So it's very unfortunate as we come so close to the end of this race to have that happen.
Well, we're quite often seeing I won't say quite often. On occasion, we've seen Taylor have packet loss when his dad's in the race, and normally, or sometimes happens when Taylor is leading the Mitchell family.
Yeah.
And we've quite often put it down to maybe Nick's just pulled the Ethernet cable out from the back of his PC, but I don't think that's the case tonight.
I was just
Maybe
thinking the same thing. I was like, maybe Dad's on the old Ethernet power cable here beside the kitchen sink as he gestures with his head towards the dishwasher that hasn't been unloaded.
well, I was. Oh, Dane! Big moment. He's gone into the wall. Oh, that's unfortunate. He was doing really well holding off John and Stefan there, and he's just had the big lose out onto the back straight, and it didn't look like he made the wall, but looks like he might have got away without any serious damage, and not actually even seen a scratch there, so maybe he managed to just keep it off the wall altogether. I'm not even getting any data of him going off track.
No, I was just about to say, let's see that again. I'm having a quick look back at the Jono past Dane replay. We have the breakdown there of Dane getting loose. And it just goes out of camera view on that replay, so probably don't worry about showing that one. But yeah, he certainly made his way across to the wall. Might have gave him just a bit of a roughage on that right rear corner, but one fine job to bring it back onto the track, carrying on.
Well, I'm gonna see if I can get a bit clever on this one.
Good.
Here we go. So this should tell us the story. Gasses it up, gets loose. He did get the wall.
Yeah, quite a good weight to the wall, but I mean, if he has, I mean, he's probably put just a bit of a tweak on that right rear tyre, but it certainly hasn't hampered him on getting around the track. Laps time last time round was a 1:31 versus the normal pace of sort of the 27s and 26s, so interesting to see as he comes across the line this time what time that flashes up with. I'll be able to let you know. 27.8, so it's still just ticking by quite nicely. He's done a wonderful job to get away with that. Battles on still between Hogan and Leon there as well, mate. Hogan's just managed to get by Leon, but he's not wanting to give that one up just yet.
We do also have a battle for P2 going on at the moment. Mike's been able to close up very much on the back of Bruce, but and actually he's pulled that in very tightly now. So lap pace at the moment. Bruce's last lap was a 25.9, Mike a 25.4, so half a second quicker for Mike Robinson on that last lap. But Bruce is never an easy guy to pass.
No. I mean, hey, let's have a quick look on board from Mike's view and just how hard he's working his car at the moment to try and do what he can. And it will give the viewers at home a bit more of an understanding of this track, as we haven't really done a flying lap here tonight. Down the back half of the track here now. All you can hear is tyre hurt noises.
Absolutely. Mike just showing the nose before the braking zone, slots back in.
Quick gulp of fresh air, jump on the brakes.
He's got the run. Oh, he got a good exit off that Dunlop S, but nowhere to go with it. Oh, has a look at the final corner. He gets the nose down there. Bruce just gives him enough room, but he's not able to go anywhere with that momentum. Bruce able to give just enough space to avoid contact without giving Mike anywhere to go with the run there. That was very good car placement from Bruce as they do make their way onto the final lap. So we'll keep an eye on Stefan's progress as he marches towards that checkered flag.
Got miles from Stefan. He's making his way past that traffic under the flashy headlight. routine. He's still just a gap margin of 11 seconds over Bruce there. So I reckon whilst the likelihood here of something fantastic happening with Mike and Bruce, stay with it.
So coming through this long sweeper, you hear the nice early shift up onto third for Mike there, getting the traction on the rear tyres there to get the power down. Bit of a correction off the chicane. Not too many chances left.
No, we've got
Sitting behind here.
Stefan McCartan just going around final corner now.
He is. So Stefan is going to come across the line and take the win. P1, race 1 of the SuperCars NZ Allports V8 Championship Spring Series. Well done, Stefan McCartan. And Bruce Tannock is just going to be able to... Oh, is he? It's tight. Mike pulled out across the line, but Bruce did just get there by 0.13 of a second. That was super tight. Mike Robinson rounded out the podium. Roger Forbert coming through behind him. Peter Vanderberg, P5 for Misfits Racing. Great drive. Hogan Shrimpton coming across in 6th. Leon Ware recovering to 7th in the end. A little bit disappointing based on his standards after qualifying P2, but a good recovery nonetheless. Michael Gunstone P8 for Passion Sim Racing. Sean McNamara P9. Blake Greenhall rounding out the top 10 tonight. Jared Eccleston just coming across the line in 11th.
Just quickly point out, Blake Greenhall up a massive 11 grid spots to finish 10th.
Wow, that's impressive.
That is our biggest gain of the race here for a finishing driver.
Yeah, that's a great drive from Blake. So Trent Bennett across in 12th from Scott McKenzie in 13th, Dan Nolan 14th. Luke Ullman 15th, Johnny Gibson's already celebrating 16th. We will roll through the full results in a moment, but that was a highly entertaining race. Stefan, and I hope he pops into the waiting room so we can have a chat with him, because we need to give him a hard time about how many times he's told us that these cars are not his thing, that he prefers the GT3s. And he's come out here and he's beaten Bruce Tannock, who we all know what a talent Bruce is in these cars. We've seen it week after week. And Stefan's come out and not just beaten him, but beaten him by 11 seconds.
Yeah, no, monumental, absolutely monumental drive. And yeah, action packed from start to finish. I don't think there was anything that we could have watched more or could have watched less. There was it happened from every corner from start to finish, and yeah, massive credit to our podium finishers there tonight. Walking away with maximum points is Stefan McCartan. Welcoming him into the broadcasting lounge as we also welcome the opening of the Allports Spring Series. We are now joined with Stefan McCartan. P1 tonight, buddy. Well done.
Sorry, my mic was on mute. Cheers, guys.
That's all right. Hey, you're a driver, mate. That's where it usually finishes. And now that you've come into pit lane, we can put the pit lane board away. You can disconnect the mic, get out of the car, and chat to us normally.
Sounds good.
Well done. Great result.
Yeah, no, it was good. Turned out my bad start actually worked out in my fortune, and I was able to sit in behind Bruce and save about 3 laps of fuel, which ended up being about 5 seconds, I think, on pit road, which sort of was the edge. They seemed to go for a different strategy of just one set of tyres. And a big fuel dump, where I sort of spread it out and did 2 sets of fresh tyres and half the fuel each time. So yeah, that worked out. I'm happy as with it.
Well, there you go. So I think a good combination there of what Shane alluded to going into tonight's race, of trying to split it up into threes, and what I had thought, I think, and Shane had alluded to as well, that you having that opportunity of sitting behind Bruce through that first third of the race, calculating where he may have been strong or weak, eyeing up your opportunities, and Shane said, well, maybe he's just happily sitting there saving a wee bit of gas to try and help benefit how long he has to sit in pit lane later on. So you've, without giving away too many secrets, I'd say we're probably around the right margin of thought.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, as soon as Bruce got in front, I didn't have the track's so hard to pass. I didn't have enough speed to get past him, so no point fighting and bringing third, fourth, and fifth into it. So I just settle in, save some fuel, and see how the strategy works out. Really.
Yeah, fantastic. And yeah, if anyone sort of wants to know how hard it is to get past Bruce Tannock, the one Mike Robinson, who was certainly trying to do his best at getting past him in the last few laps, and we saw a couple of wee hairy moments, but credit to both drivers on being as talented as they are, because if it was anyone else, or at least me included, it would have been a door knocks for days and see you later across the grass.
Yeah, I was keeping a sort of a rough eye on their margin every time I went across the finish line, and it looked like it was a good last lap from them. So yeah, hopefully it was good for the broadcast and good for them as well.
You certainly made it good for the broadcast, mate. But Shane's got a dire question to ask you, so I'll pass it on to Shane to wrap up the interview with you.
I do have a very, very important question to ask. I
Yeah.
thought the V8s weren't your thing, mate.
Look, I'm getting into it. Definitely found a bit more speed with a bit of a brake upgrade to my hardware. And got a couple of teammates that are now quite quick in supercars in the team. So we're doing a few more just general laps, bits and bobs in them. So just got to work on my start, and I think I'm definitely getting there.
Fantastic. Well, I suppose moving forward through the week, when you've got a moment or two, Sandown 500 off the line starts will be something you'll be wanting to be working away at, because I believe you're one of the entrants for this weekend.
I am, but I might leave that to the teammate. He can sort that. That can be his duty for the race.
No, so you're just going to come in and do the pace laps, is that right?
Yeah, I'll just do the middle stint, and then he can be the quick boy.
There we go. Oh, we look forward to seeing how you and your team there go on the weekend. So Stefan, just give us a shout out, mate, for who your sponsors are this season, and maybe a quick shout out to any additional sponsors that you've got coming into this weekend.
Yeah, absolutely. So first of all, thanks to Stephen Adams from Simblex. He shouted me a brake upgrade for my P1000s, and it's coming in clutch for a lot of series at the moment. Thanks to Shunt Scenery, DSM Painting Contractors, simrigs.com, Distraction Sim Supply, and our naming rights sponsor, Blackout Electrical Solutions, and obviously to you boys for putting on the lead.
Awesome. Well, we appreciate that very much, Stefan. We'll let you go and find your bottle of champagne or orange juice that you're going to go and sprinkle all over yourself. And yeah, we'll look forward to seeing you Thursday night, hopefully, in the new... oh, no, actually, Thursday night you'll be competing in a different event, won't you?
Yes, I'll be in the Porsche Cup representing Supercars New Zealand. Hopefully somewhere near the front.
Very good. I will wish you the best of luck for that one. And yeah, for those of you tuned in with us tonight, that will be taking place on Thursday night. Hyper League, a Hyper Fiber League race on there, seeing who the quickest of quick are throughout New Zealand. Cheers, Stefan.
Cheers, guys.
That's my name. That name again is Mr. Plow.
Hi
Welcome,
guys,
Sean,
just
to
want to
the
know if you've done the
broadcasting
draws
lounge.
yet. I got lots of
We're-
people wanting to know if you've done the draws.
We're ready to do the draw. Just need to confirm. Are we?
26.
We're saying 26. Shane McLeod, the last finisher.
Div 1, yes, correct.
Okay,
And then we're going to
beautiful.
do Div 2 straight afterwards, which is only 22.
Okay, we can sort that, but let's
Cool,
get
guys.
this one up. So there it is.
Wow, look at that.
It's the wheel of Shane now. All right, so I've got 1 through 26 on this wheel. I've shuffled them all up.
Off a game.
Let's go. Here we go. Who's it gonna be? 23, is it? Is it going to stop? Yeah, it is 23. So that is going to be Taylor Mitchell.
Yep,
Yeah,
can
well done,
confirm.
And
I can confirm that. Well done.
not only is he getting $50 from Allports, he's getting a stubby cooler as well.
Oh,
is.
how's that? Hopefully the young fella doesn't start drinking. Stick that in there.
he can put a can of Coke in there. I'm sure Nick can give him a
Oh,
can of Coke to
do
chuck
they
in
put him
the
there?
stubby
Do they
cooler.
put him
Well, actually, when you consider it, it's probably really good for Taylor because I mean he might be able to chuck that $50 to Dad about trying to upgrade the internet so they don't keep having packet loss,
there? Yeah,
and
correct.
maybe that stubby cooler will help keep his emotions in check as he got to lap 32 and had a dropout.
Correct. There's one handy.
But
All right.
he obviously rejoined after that packet loss and did some more
He
laps,
did.
so that's
He
very good
has.
to
Yep.
see, and that's kept him in contention as a finisher, and it's won him $50.
50
So
bucks. Yeah, I like that. That's
yeah,
100%.
that's
The
awesome.
end to win. Cool. All right. On to Div 2, please. Sorry, I just want to tell the guys. They'll be all
Yep.
excited about this.
So I just
So,
need
yeah,
to
22.
yep. So I'll
And
drop that off for the moment. Bring that down here, and we want 22. So get that set up quickly.
it's all right, mate.
So
Don't rush.
while we've got you here, Sean, how was your race this evening? I mean, we saw some things.
Don't want to talk about it.
Fair enough. That's fine.
Nah, it's all right, mate. The funniest thing is we
had
talked about it.
I had
Right.
literally just finished saying how that you guys would as teammates be at each other. There were no team orders on who does what or what goes on. That you'll be racing each other just as hard as possible, and
Oh,
we certainly saw that.
oh, yeah, no. Like basically, 30 seconds before I said I want to let you pass, he goes carry on, and then he hit me. So you make what you want out of that. I was trying to let him go.
Oh.
Anyway,
And did you get a wee bit unstuck? Did you have a slowdown and then got a wee
yeah,
t-
that
tickle?
part was my fault. Yeah, that part was my fault.
And possibly an earlier one. Did you get a wee tickle from the return of Mike Robinson?
Oh, I don't think I've got a slowdown. But yeah,
Like,
I gave him I gave him a bit of a hard time last night, so it was quite good. Bit of biff and baff. Yeah, he's all right.
very good.
He got Leon off the start. So
Yes.
yeah. Anyway,
Yeah.
spin it. Let's see who's won a Div 2 because I've got a guy
Yep.
waiting.
Okay.
So
So
you don't have those results.
no,
You can go,
you're going to
Shane.
have to tell me who it relates to.
I'm going to have to leave and come back. Give me 2 seconds. I'll come
Okay.
back and tell you.
So
10th
number
position.
10. Yep.
All right, give
Number
me 2
10.
seconds, guys.
Oh, there's even a bit of a cheer in the background with the
Yeah.
applause there.
There was. Oh, woo woo. Well, a massive thank you to Allports for being able to put forward that cash monies. So that's not Allports dollars, that's cash monies, $50 cash being given away to Taylor Mitchell tonight, and also to one.
Drum roll, please. Believe it or not, the guy who watches the streams the most, the one, the only, Scott Pickering.
Oh, well done, Scotty.
So he finished in 10th, so top 10 finish is good as well. So, hey, it's actually happened. It's been good. People winning it tonight. So thanks to all ports for putting up the cash to give to these fellas, and hopefully they spend it back in store at all ports.
Yeah, absolutely.
Or internet, like you said. Internet maybe. I don't know. But I appreciate you, Shane, doing the stream tonight. And Dougie jumping in, doing your thing, man. You guys are awesome.
We do it
Thank
for
you,
the
Sean.
love of it, my friend. We do it for the love.
Well, not
So
my
if there's anyone out there wants to love us, that's Doug and Shane at SuperCars NZ.
like Bert and Ernie, catch later.
So just to tidy up that stubby cooler for Taylor as well, just in case that was missed by anybody during the stream. That was for the biggest position loss. He dropped 12 positions after that packet loss, and he came back and carried on. And the criteria for that was you had to finish the race as well, and he came back and he did finish the race, so he's eligible for that. So
100%.
good on you, Taylor. Couple of prizes you're walking away with tonight.
Is it quite funny? The guy's not even old enough to buy booze. He's got a stubby cooler.
Like I said, he can chuck a can of Coke in there.
He can indeed.
Unfortunately, we didn't have. Actually, I'm just going to check Facebook just in case somebody's commented on Facebook because we were streaming to the Broadcasting Lounge Facebook page as well. So just give me 2 seconds.
You do that.
No, nothing there either. So I think we're just going to roll the head over and find another way to give that away some other time.
Well, at the end of the day, if we do find somewhere, if someone has managed to make a comment at some point, whether it comes up later on or not, if there's been some type of technical difficulty there, then we'll have a look at considering that. But yeah, sure. Napa with looking after the broadcasting lounge. It won't be the only one and only prize we'll be giving away this season. So if you're here, if you're watching, you're listening, please jump on, make some comments around doing the prize winnings, especially when it's Snapper related. They do some mighty fine prizes for us. They've looked after us in the past with some big prizes for the viewers there at home. So could start with a cap, and you never know, you could end up with a in-car mini fridge like we've been able to give away before.
Absolutely. So big thanks to everybody for tuning in tonight. First round of a new season underway. Great action we had on track as well. Thanks to Allports for coming on board for another season and chucking up those monies. $50 for someone from each split who finished the race, and we've given all that away. And Napa Auto Parts for being an awesome supporter of the Broadcasting Lounge and giving us lots of merchandise over the time they've been backing us to give away. So that's very cool. Thanks everybody at home for tuning in. Um,
Yep.
Thanks to Corey, who did join initially, but unfortunately had some difficulties with his mic, so he had to disappear. And thanks to Doug for sitting alongside me as well.
Not a problem, mate. Like I said, I'd happily do it with you anytime. But yeah, I'll be certainly more excited to see you out there racing in the Div 1 series, where I think you're going to be able to be a great competitor against some of those guys in there. So keep an eye on that one moving forward over the next few weeks, folks. And Shane White out there in a newly liveried vehicle, which I won't say too much more about. You'll have to just keep an eye out on the streams. From us here in the Broadcasting Lounge, it's been mighty fine. We will wrap it all up. Thanks, Shane. See you later.